Okay, I'm going to come at you with a little bit more content. I hope you can handle this. All these videos coming at you. If you want me to stop, let me know and I'll stop sending them. But for now, I am enjoying making them because they help me crystallize things I'm learning as I go. Um, I do have you to thank, though, quite a bit, Tom, because you asked me to help you. And in doing so, it made me think of something that I used to do, but had kind of gotten away from, and that's the Fibonacci sequences. Um, I came up with that idea for a way to help you because I wasn't really trading that way. I wasn't really using levels. I was just doing a lot of fast scalping. And I figured, well, this is a way that I know how to create levels in the market that's, kind of helped me find entries. But I hadn't really been doing it for a long time. So you asking me for help actually reminded me that, hey, I do have a system for finding levels to trade off. And here it is. So I've been actually working on it ever since you asked me to help you. I've been kind of really focused on it quite a bit, and I've been discovering some things that are kind of cool, and they're actually helping me a lot. I'll give you an example of a trade I just took in my practice account. I actually took two trades. When I was showing you this stuff, I was showing you based on 5-minute charts. Okay, this is a 5-minute chart. This is a 15-minute chart. Okay, right now what's going on is you've got price which is bouncing back and forth in this price range, right? So that should be pretty obvious to anybody that is aware of, range trading. Like, hey, you look at this and you can see that, price is just going back and forth in the range, right? So I looked at this just now and I'm like, okay, so 77, remember here's that 77 again, right? That 77 area, it's not 77 to the tick, but the 77 area lately, like the last couple times it's come up here, has been a form of resistance, right? So these are 5-minute charts, okay? So damn, I was in this trade and I can't believe I got out of it. Look at this thing. It's really, really working out. Anyway, that's why I'm so excited. But anyway, but I've been looking at 15-minute charts also this morning quite a bit. And this thing's really, really running. Look at this thing. I was in this, okay, and I got out early. I actually got in right up here, but I had a target set, and I tried to close the target, but the candle hit it just before I was able to close it, take the target away, because I knew it was really running, and unfortunately it hit my target before I was able to erase the target, and then I lost about, looks like I lost about 50 points because of that, but that's okay. It was just a practice count anyway. So anyway, like I said, what I've been doing is I've been seeing, I've been looking at like trades that are potentially good for the Fibonacci. And what I'll do is I'll go ahead and put a box on and I'll see how price reacts to it. If price doesn't go anywhere near where it's supposed to go, or doesn't go high enough or low enough, or doesn't look right, then I'll just, skip it. And so in this case, I did it with the 5-minute, okay, because I saw that price came up here, right, to this level, right? And I was looking for a pivot reversal. And so I got this strong rejection candle here off the level, and I put a Fibonacci on that one, okay, right there. I just used that candle, okay, put it on, and I did trade this one on the 5-minute. Here it is, or did I? Let me see if I can hang on for a second. Wait, no, I did not trade this one because it didn't come up into the zone. I believe I traded the next one. The next one came up into the zone. Yeah, this one, as you can see, the zone starts at 61.8, right? And it didn't make it up into the zone, and I didn't want it because of that. Like my personal rule is it's got to come up inside that 2-panel zone, the panel between 61.8.5, 0.5, and 0.38. So it didn't come in, so I voided that one out and waited to look at the next candle, right? So the next candle, when this 5-minute candle completed, I put the measurement tool on the next candle. No, actually, you know what I did? I put it on these two candles because this one was kind of small, and I just put it on both because as assuming that this is like maybe a 10-minute candle, right? So looking for the reversal off of this move from this high to this low, looking for a 50% retracement reversal off that move is what I did, okay? And that one hit. That one hit the 50. Hit it nice, right? Check it out. It came up, kind of oscillated around, tagged it right here, rolled over. I saw my stochastics rolling over at the same time, right? And actually what I did is I put a sell stop here, because sometimes, you know, it'll like, what'll happen is it'll, the defining candle that really kicks off the move, kicks it off so fast that you're like, oh, okay, and then you, there it is, and you hit a market order and you get like, you don't get a good fill, right? So I'm like, okay, I was kind of anticipating, I thought maybe the move would happen like right in this area here. So I put a sell stop so I would catch the move as it was beginning, right? So I put a sell stop here about 268.25, and I did catch that move as it started. I got short in the middle of this candle, okay? And I wrote it down, and I was actually able to hold through this first oscillation, and then it came down, and I'm like, okay, I think it's going to hold this moving average right here, but it didn't, and so I put my stop just above this moving average, and it stopped me out. So I didn't really get that much out of it because it was only from here to here. I could have gotten a lot more, but I was trading. I was not scalping. I was trying to, you know, intraday trade a little bit. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So I go back and I go, what about a 15 minute, you know? Okay, we've had a couple of fives, had 3 fives. What about if I put a 15-minute candle on, and or a 15-minute chart on, and see just see what it looks like, right? So this candle that started at 7:45 and ended at 8 o'clock sharp, which is actually kind of cool because you'll see a lot of bigger moves start top of the hour. So anyway, what I did is I took this candle, this 15-minute candle here, and used it as my basis of measurement. Okay, and I put the Fibonacci box to begin at the 8 o'clock hour candle. Okay, so that's what I did, and then as you can see right here, right, that it came up back up to the level again, right? That's what happened. It was the same basic area, right, as I sold this area here. It was the same basic area, but it was based on a different measurement. It was based on a 15-minute candle that started at 7:45 and ended at 8 o'clock. Okay, so then I saw this one come up, and I'm like, okay, right. I didn't short this one because it didn't quite. I kind of like the idea. I could have, but I kind of like the idea of it actually tagging the 50%. So I just wait to see if it would. And it did, and it just like, it was so smooth, you know? It was just so smooth. So I just like, yeah, that looks perfect. So I just went ahead and got short right there, and it just started rolling down. Like, it wasn't pulling back at all. I had like a target set like down here somewhere, and as it came down to it, I tried to pull the target away, but it was too late. I couldn't pull the target away, so it took me out. But look how far down this thing's going, man. Look at this thing. Look at this thing. This thing went all the way down to the next 77, right? The move kind of started at 77 or just below it, right here. It went down 100 points, brother. 100 points. That's the kind of move you want to trade, man. That is what I'm talking about. I don't even want to be a scalper if I can get stuff like this because it's so much lower risk. Like when you're scalping, you know, you need to like take a lot of risks. It's a lot of trades. Any one of them could go against you. You know, this thing, you know, you just put a small stop on it, right? And hold it, you know, through the little wiggles, and boom, man, it went 100 points down to 77. So I just want to say that thank you, Tom, for asking for help, because literally, if you had not asked me for your help, I would not have started thinking about levels and things that I used to know that maybe I could teach somebody. And see, every time I teach somebody something, I learn it like 3 times better than I already knew it, right? Because I get into it, man. I really want to give the deep details to people so they really understand it. And in doing so, I understand it better. And when I understand it better, I see things I didn't see before, okay, that are confluences that help me make even better informed and more highly confluenced trading entries. Okay, so you are the man for asking me for help. Okay, I'm jazzed about this stuff right now. I really am. I really like this stuff, and I still like scalping. Don't get me wrong. I mean, it's cool, but it's very high risk. Okay, it's easy to blow out accounts when you scalp, but this kind of stuff is very powerful. It reduces your risk tremendously because you're taking many fewer trades. Your risk to reward is way better than scalping. Okay, and it's cool. It's just really cool. So what you see here is what I was looking at. Okay, just to reiterate why I chose this area. I saw that this area was an area of resistance. That price has been bouncing off it. This, okay, had been a pretty good move up. Remember I talked about look for an impulse wave, okay, and then a retracement or a rejection of a level, okay, and then the back test. And the back test on the way down is the Fibonacci level, the 50% level. So what you're measuring 50% of is always the big question, right? That's kind of like the art form of this. It's like there's no one right answer to this. Could be a 5-minute candle, could be a hammer, could be a doji, could be a 15-minute, could be a lot of things, right? But your job, okay, is to test it out. And if you see something that looks interesting, put the Fibonacci box on it, okay? If price reacts the way it's supposed to, right? The way it's supposed to act, like this, like coming right up to the, like coming right up to that 50% line. That green line is the 50% line. Just always keep that in mind. The dark green line is the 50% in my box here. Anyway, if it's reacting the way it's supposed to, right, where it comes, you have a strong impulse wave back down off that pivot, and then you basically, what always seems to happen is that you'll break structure, right? Like you've got higher lows all the way up, and then you'll break structure, and that's the signal. And that's the sign that things, that the momentum is starting to roll over. Things are starting to change. Now it's going to go in the opposite direction, right? Whenever you break that structure, which happened here. Now I took one more structure break down here, one more lower low, a couple more lower lows, and then it kind of a sharp move back up right to the 50% level, and then a pivot over and rolled over, and we waited for this to roll over. Okay, it did roll over once here, but yeah, I just wasn't quite convinced. Like I like double tops, and you can see how it's bouncing off of this. Kind of, the first time, it's kind of like it's the test, but then the second time when it broke through, that we're definitely good to go. So anyway, that's it. I got a couple of good winners out of those trades. This one could have been so much better, right? Just look at this move, man. That's what I'm talking about. That's the kind of moves, man. You get 100-point move a day, dude, off about 2 or 3 minis. I mean, Jesus, what is that? That's like, let's say you're doing 3 minis times 100 points times $2 a point. That's $6,000, right? That's a $6,000 move right there off 3 minis. Now I know you trade 3 minis, right? Wouldn't you like to get a 100-point move off 3 minis instead of killing it early the way that you always seem to do and the way I always seem to do when I'm scalping? I mean, it could take me like, 3 days to make $6,000, right? I can do it in about 5-10 minutes. So this is just something to really keep in mind, bro. You can do this, okay? I know that you can. It's not freaking rocket science, okay? It is not. It is not rocket science, okay? You just have to be meticulous and disciplined about how you approach the thing, and take your measurements. Look at your candles. Decide. It's not. This is a 15-minute chart, man. It's easy to see where the dynamic changes, isn't it? And you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 green candles. Man, that is a powerful trend up, right? But all things must come to an end, and what goes up must come down, brah. So when you see this happening, man, and then you see a big fat red candle after, hey, maybe that's the start of a trend to the opposite direction. Okay? If so, let's take a look, man. Let's take a look. Let's try to find out what the hell is going on with this thing, right? Let's try to see if there's an actual trade here, right? Let's check it out. See that wick right there on that candle? That wick is your retracement wick up to the 50%. There it is right there. you could probably just look at this and know without even putting a fib box on it that it's doing it. But I use the fib box for precision, okay, and I use the MACD for more precision. Okay, entries, you have to be very, very, very precise with your entries. So that's why I use it, those tools. Okay, but once you're in, and this thing just started screaming to the downside, bro. It was just rolling. Okay, that is money, money, money right there, and you can get in right at the beginning of it. Okay, by using these tools the way I'm trying to teach you. All right, look, it's going down even more after a big pop back up, but it's going to it. Well, actually, no. That spike is after it hit the 77, I think. Let's take a look. Yeah, it hit the 77, then it bounced up. Now it's kind of coming down there again. So basically, there's a 100-point trade for you. Okay, pretty easy, right? Spot. I mean, where else do you see a big push like this over here? Okay, and here's another one. Okay, look at this one. Did I show you this one already? I don't know if I. No, I actually don't think I did. I think the last video I made for you was this one over here. Well, look at this one. Look at this one going up, right? Look at this big upside down hammer right here, right? Check that one out. Put a fib box on it. Guess where the next candle went? Right up to the 50%, a couple ticks off, right? And then boom, to the downside. If you want, I'll show you the close-up on that one, and then we'll be done with this video. That one happened at 0145 New York. Let's take a look at 145 New York. You can see what it looked like. I don't think it was a hard one to trade. It might have been choppy. Let's take a look. All right. Well, it was wasn't a bad trade, right? It was over with pretty quickly though, because it bounced pretty hard over here. But as you can see, it came up to just within a tick. 297 and a quarter was the high, and the line was 298 3/4. So about 1.5 off the midpoint. It was well in the zone though, well in the zone. And it rolled over. As soon as it rolled over, you were good to go. Okay, your MACD and everything. But it bounced. It went down real fast, real hard, and it went down pretty far. It went down 291. Let's see, if you could have got in about 289, and it went as low as 256. So it went over 30 points. So that was another one. And there was, these things are all over the place, man. That basically 15-minute chart right there, by the way. 15-minute chart will give you a little bit more powerful moves because they just represent more solid data. More solid data. Okay, it's still coming down now. If I would have stayed short in that one. Back then, it was a practice account. I locked up my actual PAs and eval accounts till 9:30. That was kind of dumb because that would have been a great one to trade. But that's okay, man. There's going to be so many more of these. So many more of these. We're going to find all of them, okay? And you're going to start finding these if you want and showing me, okay? I'd love for you to crack open your 15-minute chart and start finding some of these for me and finding the exact area where it retraced to the 50% level off that candle. I would love for you to show me a few of these because I would love for you to get some of these. First step to getting these and trading these is actually identifying them. So if you want to do that, that's cool. If not, that's cool too. But yeah, so that's what's up. I'm going to end it right now. That's enough.